Hello, my gorgeous soul sisters. Stephanie here from spiritualbossbabe.com. I'm super excited to come on and talk to you guys. I'm actually about to head out to meet some of my soul family here and have a good vibe Friday, but I wanted to pop on and talk about something that was on my mind and share some things with you guys. So I made a post earlier that asking you what your intentions were for the new moon, and if you don't know, the new moon is really good for setting intentions and new beginnings and manifestation, and it amplifies the energy of your personal intentions. So it's not like the moon is like the only thing that is helping you manifest what you want, but it does amplify the energy and intentions that you set towards what you desire. And I know that myself and a lot of people that I've been talking to lately have been feeling this urge, I don't know if urge is the right word, but this pull to change things, this pull to do things differently, to operate from a different energy, right? And so this is a perfect opportunity to really ground into those intentions, to ground into what you're calling in to your life. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and I'm also going to talk about the layers of spiritual awakening, because I was writing earlier, in my journal and some things that I want to share with you guys. And to be honest with you, like, so much has changed for me since I just went on my trip to Guatemala last week. Like, you guys, I'm not even joking when I say that I literally feel like I was reborn into this physical vessel as a new freaking human. And so, like, there's layers of spiritual awakening, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today. And also, I have something really fun that I'm feeling pulled to do in here starting next week, and I'm going to be coming on most mornings during or after I drink my cacao and just fucking talk about anything that I feel like I want to share with you guys, because I just feel like a lot is wanting to be channeled through me, and I'm just going to experiment with having fun for morning cacao combos. So that's something. But so back to my topic. And when you come on, guys, say hi, don't be shy. Say hi so you know that I'm seeing the comments as well. I love seeing you guys here. So there's many layers of your spiritual awakening, and I'm sure you've seen this, on your own path, right? I've had times where I've felt like, man, I'm a new person. Like, I feel so different. I need to get a tattoo. I need to do something to ground into this new energy. And it happened again and again. But this time, this trip in Guatemala that I just got back from earlier this week is like a whole different level, a whole different layer of that feeling of, man, like, I'm a new person. I have evolved so much because I've been seeking the lessons and really continuing my growth journey, and it's never ending. It's actually never ending. It's a constant expansion of consciousness. It's a constant healing of your own things and of your family and all this stuff. And by doing this work, you're not only healing yourself and upgrading your DNA essentially, but you're also changing the trajectory of your future and of future generations. And it's a really deep concept, but it's fascinating. And so, I never realized, I guess, that these shifts and awakenings could be so profound. And so I want to share a little bit of my journey and some of the awakenings that I have been through, because I think that maybe you'll resonate with them in your own way. And if you're, seeking that deeper connection to spirit, to source, to the universe, to your highest self, then just know that you always have that. And the quieter you become, the more you can hear. And so I have a lot that I want to share with you guys, because I've been going fucking deep, with a lot of things, and I've learned a lot on my journey, and it's just really fascinating. So I do, Yes, I do have a lot of information on my site, guys, for those of you who want to learn more about energy work and spiritual growth and really stepping into your purpose and manifestation and new moon rituals, by the way. You can just go to spiritualbossbabe.com. You'll see there's a freebie center. And in the freebie center, I have a ton of stuff for you guys to dive into for free. And then, of course, I have my programs and stuff like that, when you're ready to dive in further. So my spiritual growth journey started, when I was a teenager. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Maybe you have always had this urge to learn about the woo-woo stuff, or maybe, you've been really intrigued with intuition or dreams or, energy work of some kind, or maybe you recently started getting into this stuff. Whatever the case is, it sparked up in you for a reason, because your soul has always known this stuff, right? And so for me, it started at a really younger age, because for me, I was in a very dark time in my life. I was in an abusive relationship. Many of you know my story from when I was 14 to 20, and I felt like I had nowhere to turn. And so fitness and meditation and really spirituality helped me, like literally saved my life. And so that was when I went through my first phase of awakening. Around then, I began to meditate on a daily basis. Like literally every single day, I would wake up and I would put on my meditation music and just meditate, because that was how I was able to get my mind back. Because being in a situation like that, and being in an abusive, situation like that, I didn't have my mind. I gave my power away, and it was hard for me to hear my inner voice, to hear my inner being. And so meditation helped me reconnect with that. And that was my first phase of awakening. That's when I started seeing 1111 all over the place, had to get it tattooed on my wrist. That's when I started really connecting with angels and doing a lot of that stuff. And it's what helped me gain the inner strength to leave that abusive relationship. And I've had many phases of awakening since then. That phase was my first initial layer, right? And then, as time went on, I delved deeper into healing myself, because, of course, we've all been through trauma or things that have caused us a lot of pain, that have caused us to have all of these crappy beliefs and paradigms and identities that actually are so far from our truth. And so I went on this healing journey, and once I started getting more into personal development, that's when I was introduced to EMDR therapy, hypnotherapy, EFT tapping, which I now offer for you guys. If you haven't done my Mind Shift Magic program, that's where I would start. If you want to reprogram your mindset through energy work and subconscious reprogramming, this is all I teach. But the 21-day Mind Shift Magic program that I have on my site is where to start. So, because it's hypnosis and EFT. And so once I got into that, I was led, my soul guided me to plant medicine. You guys know I talk about this a lot, and it's just changed my life. And I had all these new layers of awakenings of every time I really healed a core wound of something that, whether it was a belief I had about myself, or, just a way that I saw myself, or a way I felt about someone or something. Every time I really worked through that, felt through that, and shifted that, it was as if it was as if a part of me came back into my heart. That's the best way to explain it to you guys. And a part of my soul came back into my heart, or a part of my inner child came back into my heart and wasn't left behind. And so I was able to, through these different processes, gain more confidence, right? Show up as a new version of myself, a version of myself without that layer of untruths, or without that layer of, bullshit. And, the goal is never perfection. And the goal is also never to just sugarcoat things and, freaking shit sparkles and rainbows and butterflies. The goal is actually to, look at the stuff that you need to face so that you can make a quantum shift in your reality. And, this is all I talk about. because it's, number one, it's fucking fascinating. And number two, it's actually not that hard when you actually do it, you know? So, and when I say that, I mean, it can be challenging, but the more you face yourself and the more you face the things that maybe you've been pushing down, maybe you haven't wanted to look at because you don't think it's affecting you, but it probably is subconsciously. When you actually say, you know what, I'm gonna face all my shit and I'm not gonna judge it and I'm gonna just, you know, work through it. The more you do that, when things are challenging, it actually, your perspective can change on that alone, and it can actually be easier because you're more willing, you have the willingness to look at it. You have the willingness to be the observer. You have the willingness and the awareness and the expanded consciousness to not be mixed up in your shit as if it still is going on. And you can look at it from this perspective of, okay, like there's a part of me that is still hurting because of this. And, you know, you can start to rework things, right? And it's much easier to do this with certain tools, of course. They're not like necessary, but if you want to shift a lot faster, then it's definitely helpful. Tools like hypnosis and EFT and all the stuff that I freaking preach, because that's like seriously something that will help you in a much faster way, you know? Because for a long time for me, I had thought that I got to certain things that I didn't actually fully get to, and this deeper work really allowed me to process and to release and to surrender and to shift. And when you have a different perspective of your reality, when you have a different perspective, an expanded perspective of yourself, of your life, of everything that is possible for you, fucking magic happens, guys. Literally, magic can happen in everyday life, in the contrast and in the amazing stuff. You know, there's miracles in all of it, and there's lessons in all of it. And it's like when you can shift into this energy and into your truth, and the fact that you're always like connected to the divine, to creator, and you have this power existing in you at all times. And the only thing that blocks it from you or masks it from you is the ego voice, the pain, the trauma, the old paradigms that you might want to look at, right? And you might want to just kind of like, you know, surf through it so that it's not masking you. And instead you see it and you're like, oh, all right, okay, little Stephanie, I see that you're hurt because of this, and, you know, but now we're here and this is what's going on, and how can I support you? And you have conversations with yourself. You know, I've literally had, like, I had done like a lot of different parts therapy as well, when I actually saw someone for it, and on myself, in my own meditations, where I would literally like have conversations with myself, with different parts of myself who were hurting because of XYZ, and shift things. And that's a whole nother video, a whole nother topic. I can share that with you if you want, like how I did that. But staying on the topic is, you know, there's different layers of your spiritual awakening. And the only thing that you need to do, if you want to really expand in a big way and get out of your own way and really call in more expansive abundance in all areas of your life, not just financial abundance, but abundance in all ways. Abundance is an energy, guys. Abundance is a feeling. It's a way of being. It is not just, money. That is a form of abundance, of course, but abundance is an energy. It's something that you can activate a lot easier when you consciously choose to stay dedicated, to stay consistent, and stay committed to yourself and your awakening and your expansion. And understand that no matter where you are in your journey, you're always gonna have another layer to peel away or to expand from. And it's just like you're setting yourself and your soul even more and more free. And this doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you at all. It's just an expansion. And also really loving the now and loving the journey, because the magic is in the journey. We're only in this physical body one fucking lifetime. Well, this physical body. I believe that we've been here many lifetimes, but you're only in this body, you know, in this lifetime, when life is happening now. And so, you know, if you're always worried about the future or worried about getting there or stressing out about what's not working or what happened in the past and that's why this can't work because this didn't happen, like, come on, like, you're gonna drive yourself crazy and you're gonna miss the magic in the journey. The magic is in the journey. And this is what I'm like literally committed to, like dedicating my life to, helping you guys stay in this present moment vortex and stay in this energy of making your vibration and your energy your number one priority. Now, this doesn't mean that, you know, you can never have a bad day. This doesn't mean you need to be positive 24/7, you know, and I reiterate that because I think that there's a lot of that, and that's actually not the way to do things, because we got to pull out the weeds so that the flowers can grow. And the only way to do that is to actually, you know, look at the stuff that's coming up, right? And shift it and not judge it, and allow yourself to feel and allow yourself to learn from those negative feelings that come up in you, because they're teaching you a lesson. And until you can learn that lesson, it's going to keep coming up. You know what I mean? And so when you learn those lessons and when you actively seek the lessons, you expand, your energy field expands, and then you start to allow more and more amazing things and experiences and people and abundance and money and success into your life, into your physical reality that is literally just bringing in what is matching your vibration. And so that's why I say make your energy and vibration number one, not by, you know, just masking things or pushing anything down, but by the combination of looking at things and knowing what gets you into that higher vibrational feeling and energy, by doing things like breath work, like meditation, like body movement, like, you know, a lot of the things that I share with you are things that will help you hear your inner being, your soul, not your ego mind. You know, you'll still hear it, it's there, but it will help you become the observer more, so that you can shift and expand more, so that you can make a bigger impact. Because the more you do this work as well, it is going to help you with the impact that you're here to make. You know, you are here to make a massive impact, right? You're a light worker. You're here to raise the vibration of the planet. You're here to help people in a really big way. And so the more you really actively seek out the lessons and seek out your healing and expansion and community and support, the more you'll be able to help people in a bigger way. And, you know, this is so powerful. And, you know, the biggest thing that helped me on my journey, and I'll always say this, is plant medicine and the work that I've done in that. And a lot of what I've learned through working with plant medicine is a lot of what I teach anyway. So like inner child healing stuff, just really how to expand your consciousness and to manifest the things that you want to attract into your life faster and easier, and how to strengthen your connection that you already have to spirit, to source, to the divine, to whatever you call a higher power. And it's so beautiful when you commit to staying connected to that. You always are connected, but when you commit to feeling that connection on a more regular basis, because it reminds you of what's really important in life. And what's really important in life is fucking being present, of loving yourself and others, and of, you know, helping other people. That's what's really important. and helping the world in whatever way each and every one of you are doing that. That's what's really important. That's the core of it. And it all begins with you. And, you know, this is going to allow you to make a bigger impact when you start with you, to make more money, to grow your business, to whatever you want to do, to call in your soulmate relationship, whatever it is. This is all going to help with all of that. You never need to know the how. The how works itself out and will come to you when you're being in the energy of receiving it, when you're being in the energy of already being there. And I didn't always like to hear that. I used to be like, oh, that's, what do you mean? I need to know how, blah, blah, blah. It's true. You don't need to always know how. And that's not what you should be focusing on, but it will come to you when you're open to it. It will come for you when you decide what and why something is important to you. That how will come, the inspired ideas will come, your intuition will be enhanced because you'll be more open to it, and it won't be so constrictive, like, I need to know how, I need to know when. You know, when you're in that energy, you're like constricting it. When you let go and surrender, you're more in flow. Just like how maybe when you're taking a shower or falling asleep, you hear all these ideas come to you, and you feel like, oh my God, like all these things are coming to me, because you're not constricting it. You're just relaxed. You're not thinking about it. It just comes to you. But most people, you know, a lot of times, I've been there, done that, and I always catch myself when I start going there, constrict things, because we logically want to know how. We logically want to explain things. And you know what? Spirit isn't logic. It's magic. All right? And it's the energy of miracles. So that's really all I wanted to talk about with you tonight. And I want you to really pay attention to the layers of awakenings that you have been going through, and to always know that there are more layers and there's so much beauty in all of it. So if you look back on your journey and see how far you've come, you know, what are you ready to now step into in this new phase for you? And the new moon is a perfect time for these new beginnings. So maybe some things have been coming up for you in the last week or two that have been leading you into saying something to yourself, maybe like, man, I'm ready to do things different, or I'm ready to just like let go of this shitty belief, or, you know, maybe you've been having these nudges or feelings. This is a great time, especially, you know, new moon tonight, to really ground into that, right? To really say, okay, you know, I'm really stepping into this new phase, this new identity, this new beginning. And I have several rituals for you guys on my site, as I mentioned, at spiritualbossbabe.com, that you can try out if you want to do one of them tonight. Even tomorrow is fine. Still, the energy is still high. But it would be really cool for you to jump into those things. And so my new beginning, guys, is a very profound one as well that I'm excited to share with you. And, you know, it's been something that I've been shifting back into more over the last several months, but more in the last couple weeks. And that is of like really allowing myself to be a more open channel, because there's a lot of things that want to come through me, as I keep saying, that I feel like I've held back a little bit in the past from really sharing the messages that are wanting to come through, and just being able to share them in a way that makes sense to you guys, so that you can implement the things that I share and really learn from what I'm going to share with you, all about, you know, energy work and expanding your consciousness, and how this is going to help you activate abundance in all areas of your life and your business and all this stuff. You know, like, I am really excited for the direction I'm going in with my message, with my mission, with everything that I'm offering for you guys, and with the shifts and manifestations that have been occurring for my clients and students lately. It's just fucking epic, and I'm excited to continue, and I have so much that I'm about to share with you guys in the coming months. So stay tuned, and let me know if you try one of my new moon rituals. I want to hear. You can post pictures or whatever you want in here. And I would love to also hear like what your biggest takeaway was from this video and what really resonated with you. I love hearing from you guys, and it really means a lot to me. So thank you guys so much for jumping on and tuning in. I love each and every one of you so, so, so much. I am going to head out now to hang out with some of my soul family. So I hope you guys have a magical weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Mwah.